Hello and welcome back to Healing You with Gloria. And I'm Gloria's co-host, Gail Donahue. And we're here to pick up from our last conversation with talking about these structures that we have that lead to two types of behaviors. And as we ended our last session, we were talking about how we get pulled back with that oscillation. And we get pulled back into our, what can be our current reality, in that, because we keep getting pulled back there, where, predominantly our beliefs and what we've been imprinted with. And the key thing that we were touching on was like, how do we take this, don't take it personally. And because that was really important, what you were sharing with your explanation about this structure, is how much it helps us to understand that this is normal and it's okay. And can you talk to us a bit more about how this helps one to be able to not take it personally, and then be able, with full choice, step into choosing an advancing pattern with joy and moving more towards what they love?
Yeah. Well, one of the really amazing truths is it doesn't matter. You don't have to have joy to advance. You can advance even when you feel you don't like yourself. No matter what the emotion is, it's possible to recognize the patterns, to recognize the underlying structure, and to choose the structure that's going to serve your life. I had someone just yesterday that was working through a situation, and they were saying, I just don't feel good. I don't feel like I can do this. And I said, well, what is it you really want? And then they named what they really wanted. And I said, so what are you going to choose? And well, they chose they were going to do it anyway. They gave me feedback later that what they'd done, it actually advanced them. And they were astonished that even though they didn't feel good and they were feeling grumpy and whatever, that when they took the action that was an advancing action, it made an impact in their life. And so then there's this momentum that begins to build. And it's such a beautiful example that when we are honest with ourselves and we can actually see the pattern and we can begin to hear the pattern, because there was no blaming, there was no shaming about this belief that I don't feel good, so I can't do something. That was a pattern that kept showing up instead of taking that action for the next, step towards the goal.
Yeah, and I really, so I want to catch that, Gloria, that part about feeling good. I mean, I even said, oh, moving forward with joy, because that seems to be culturally the expectation that we have. And I think that's so meaningful what you're describing, in that, no, you don't have to be choosing what you want to move towards. You don't have to have this feeling of joy and excitement and it's bubbly and everything's okay and it's perfect.
That's a deal.
Yeah. And what I hear you say is that with this one client that you were working with recently, once they did that, they felt better.
They felt astonished.
Yeah,
they recognized a truth. They recognized that when they would choose to take the action that's in service of their life, that it would make an impact, and they didn't have to feel good in order to do that, in order to take the action.
Yeah.
They don't have to, and they can be honest about that they didn't feel good, and they can take the action anyway. So that's not taking it personally. That's like discovering I can choose the structure for my life. And it's true in our human experience, there's days we're not going to feel good.
Yeah.
There's days that we're going to feel angry, days we're going to feel sad. There's, things that don't seem like they're going our way. And we can look at the structure, and the structure is, okay, what's my current reality? What's really here? So it was powerful that this person actually acknowledged the truth.
Yeah.
And that they reached out for support for companionship, for accompaniment, because we do need relationships with others. We do need to know we're not alone, because we're not created to be alone.
No, exactly. We're social beings and
Mm.
we have been hardwired to be in connection with others. And I think, that's the beauty of the course that's offered, is
Yeah.
because you get to explore ourselves with others and not feel alone. You're doing it with accompaniment in safe spaces. And I
Yeah.
find that too, when we're with doing it, you learn so much from other people sharing.
Well, yeah, there's the astonishment of like, oh, they do that too?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was the only one in the universe that had that experience. Because some of those patterns, I mean, we were so young when those patterns actually began.
Mm.
We do, and when we go into that pattern of our younger little self, it is all about me. It's all personal. And I think I made everything happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we
Yeah.
begin to recognize the truth that's not true.
Right. And I just want to catch the bit on what you just said, like I make everything happen. And then as little ones, we also believe that everything that's not going well is then our fault too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's part of our conditioned reality for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
So
So
to step into a community where you can step into a different paradigm, and you can really take the time to witness, to have that laboratory of yourself, to experiment, to notice, to explore, to notice as you move through your day, and then come back and tell other people what you found out and hear what they found out. It starts to open doors inside of you, doors
yeah,
that you didn't realize were theirs, like magic doors. And there's a relief, I don't know, it's there's a momentum that can begin of like, oh yeah, this is really uncomfortable. Ooh, I wonder what door's behind here. And it
yeah,
start to flip the way that you are with your own body, your own tensions, your own emotions. You begin to recognize there's other possibilities available rather than that oscillating pattern where you go back to hell.
yeah, yeah. And I, just to pick up on what you were saying there, for me, what was coming was that, oh, it's kind of like from what was coming up for me was you get to reparent yourself
Yeah.
in a community where there's not this, well, we're looking at the structures that are being imposed on us and going, wait a minute, do I want this or not? Like, is this for my best good? And when it's not, we're in a community that says, heck, no, we don't have to choose this. We
Yeah.
can choose something else. When we were little, we didn't have choice. We were too little.
Yeah.
And our parents were all imprinted with their patterns, and they didn't know.
Yeah. We don't know what we don't know. That is so
No, we
true.
don't. Yeah.
And it's very empowering, as you said, to be able to acknowledge the truth. So we're not in denial. We're not saying, oh no, we don't want that, so we're going to deny it. No, the truth is, like with my client, there's like, I don't feel good. I don't think I can do this.
Yeah.
And to recognize, oh, is this something new in your life? No, it's not new. And then to accompany that, to acknowledge how that is in the body, to really be with it. And then you have that opportunity. You want to stay there in that current reality, or would you like to shake it off and see what else is out there?
Yeah. Well, that's always fun, is to shake it off and see what else is possible. What else are you being drawn to? What else do you love?
Yeah.
Maybe that's something that we can touch on in our next session, Gloria.
Yeah, that was what I was being inspired with in the same moment. So it's nice to have that accompaniment, Gail.
It's great. All right. So until next time, um, hope everyone is well, and we'll enjoy seeing you when we can look at what else is possible here. What other choices are there? Bye
Okay.
for now.
Bye.